Andrea Gibson, Colorado's beloved Poet Laureate, award-winning writer and spoken-word artist, has passed away. They died peacefully on July 14, 2025, at the age of 49, surrounded by their wife Meg, close friends, family, and their 3 cherished dogs at home in Boulder, Colorado. Andrea had been living with terminal ovarian cancer since 2021. In those final years, they approached mortality not with fear, but with courage, curiosity, and even joy. Their words, their presence, and their poetry became a beacon of hope for thousands, offering light even in life's darkest moments. In the months before their passing, Andrea openly wrote about death, not as an end, but as a continuation of love. One of their most touching pieces, titled Love Letter from the Afterlife, written in December 2023, now feels like a farewell to the world. In it, Andrea wrote, "Dying is the opposite of leaving." That single line captured the heart of who they were. Someone who made people feel seen, even in absence. The inspiration for that piece came from a message Andrea once felt from their late grandmother, who had said, "I am more here than I ever was before." That sentiment echoed through Andrea's work in their final months. "Ask me the altitude of heaven," they wrote, "and I will answer, how tall are you?" It's a beautiful way of reminding us that love remains, even when someone is gone. Andrea's writing consistently invited readers to reframe their grief, to see love not as something lost, but something that changes form. "I want to echo it through the corridor of your temples," they wrote. "I am more with you than I ever was before." These are the kind of lines that stay with you. They don't just comfort, they transform. So who is Andrea Gibson? Born in 1975 in Calais, Maine, Andrea rose from quiet beginnings to become one of the most powerful voices in contemporary poetry. They moved to Colorado in the late 1990s and began performing in small venues, coffee shops, basement events, and open mics, where their emotional honesty captivated listeners from the start. They didn't just perform, they connected. Andrea's poetry explored the depths of identity, love, queerness, mental health, trauma, and mortality. They spoke not only from personal experience, but on behalf of those who hadn't yet found the words to express their own pain or joy. Their breakout 2008 collection, Pole Dancing to Gospel Hymns, became a lifeline for many. It wasn't just about poetry, it was about being heard. And that commitment never wavered. With books like You Better Be Lightning and Lord of the Butterflies, Andrea's work continued to reach global audiences and deeply resonate with LGBTQ+ youth, those struggling with grief, and anyone navigating mental health challenges. In 2023, Andrea made history as Colorado's first non-binary Poet Laureate. It wasn't just a symbolic title. It was a well-earned recognition of decades spent building community through verse. They brought poetry into public schools, libraries, and digital platforms, making it accessible and meaningful for people from all walks of life. But Andrea's impact wasn't limited to the page or the stage. Their life became the subject of the documentary Come See Me in the Good Light, which follows Andrea and their wife Meg as they navigate the final year of Andrea's life. The film, set to be released on Apple TV+ later this year, is a raw and intimate portrait of what it means to live with terminal illness while still choosing joy. Even as their health declined, Andrea remained active, writing, performing, and sharing their journey. They didn't sugarcoat the reality of their illness. They spoke openly about memory loss, fear, and frustration. But they also held space for laughter, love, and beauty. They reminded us that you don't have to be okay to be whole. Their final Facebook message, posted by their wife after their passing, reads, "Whenever I leave this world, whether it's 60 years from now, I wouldn't want anyone to say I lost some battle. I'll be a winner that day." That quote captures Andrea's outlook perfectly: resilient, dignified, and full of heart. Following news of their death, tributes came pouring in from around the world. Colorado Governor Jared Polis called Andrea a cultural treasure. Their longtime publisher, Button Poetry, described their legacy as one that will echo for generations. And fans, many of whom never met Andrea, shared deeply personal stories. Messages like "They saved me" appeared again and again. It's hard to measure the true impact of someone like Andrea Gibson. They didn't seek fame. They simply spoke truth, and the world listened. In the world of poetry and performance, Andrea wasn't just a voice, they were a presence. Whether they were on a grand stage or recording into a handheld mic, their tone was always raw, caring, and vulnerable. They made people feel understood. They made people feel enough. Throughout their life, Andrea remained fiercely committed to authenticity. They didn't hide their struggles. They embraced them and used them to help others navigate their own. That honesty, that refusal to pretend, it's what drew so many to them. And it's what makes their absence so deeply felt. At this time, no public memorial service has been announced. Their family has requested privacy as they mourn. However, they've encouraged fans to honor Andrea's legacy by keeping their poetry alive, by sharing it, speaking it, posting it in schools and homes, and letting it breathe in spaces once silent. And truly, what better way to remember Andrea Gibson than through their own words? They showed us that poetry isn't just for the page. It's for the heart, the community, the protest, the grief circle, and the celebration. Poetry, to Andrea, was about connection, and they forged those connections everywhere they went. Andrea Gibson didn't just teach us how to survive. They taught us how to live. Fully, fiercely, honestly. Even as death approached, they created, laughed, and loved. They faced it not as an ending, but as another transformation. Their final days were filled with light, surrounded by love and music and poetry. It wasn't just the end of a life, it was the celebration of a legacy. Andrea Gibson is gone in body, but they are here. In every stanza, in every sunrise, in every person who ever felt less alone because of something they wrote. So, if their work ever moved you, comforted you, or made you feel seen, share it. Read it aloud. Let it live on. Thank you for watching. If Andrea's story touched your heart, or if their words have ever given you strength, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment with your favorite quote of theirs, and subscribe to our channel for more heartfelt tributes and stories that matter. Until next time, keep their poetry alive, keep their spirit alive, and keep speaking your truth.